So again, it's hard to know.
Yeah, it's hard to...
It's hard to know. Oh, man. What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? Here are a list of undeniable facts about innocent people who were illegally shipped off to an El Salvador slave labor camp. It's hard to know, bro. Oh, is it? It's hard. Why is it hard to know? I'll tell you why it's hard to know. It's hard to know because you're fucking buddies with Trump and Dana White and J.D. Vance and Elon Musk, and you talk to them on a regular fucking basis, and you went to his inauguration and you want to fucking party and do podcasts at Mar-a-Lago. That's why it's hard to know, right? That's why it's hard to know. I mean, I like these guys, and I'm in the friend group, but, like, this sounds really bad and totally indefensible, so, like, it's hard to know. It's hard. It ain't fucking hard to know. It's right there in front of you. Man up. Say it.
What's real and what's not real, but if it is real, this is fucking horrible.
But if you think about it, Joe,
That's as good as you're going to get. That's as good as you're going to get from 2025 Joe Rogan. If it is real, it's horrible. We know it's real. Say it's fucking horrible unequivocally and call out your boy. Call him out. Fuck, you say it on the podcast and then call him on the fucking phone. Hey, are you destroying due process? Are you destroying the Constitution? Are you ripping up the First Amendment? What the fuck are you doing?
Say if you're rounding up hundreds of people, mistakes are going to get made because everyone's human. And you then have to have a system, I think, that allows you to amend and make adjustments for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love how he's, as vaguely as possible, describing what due process is. You know, we should probably have a system where, like, if they try to arrest you or deport you or take you somewhere or something, that, like, you check to make sure it's correct and you, like, present evidence or something, maybe to somebody we can call a judge? Yeah, a judge. What? You're describing due process. And your guy's favorite president fucking destroyed it. Ripped it up, shit on it, and lit it on fire. You gonna say that? No, you're not gonna say that, are you?
And it can't be bury your head in the sand and pretend it didn't happen.
No.
Yeah.
And this is the trouble with government. The incentive structure is all wrong. Like, to admit that is now embarrassing.
That's crazy.
Right? And it's scary. We have the same problem in the UK in terms of the illegal immigration. And if we ever get a government that's going to deal with that, we're also going to have to remove a lot of people who are there illegally. They shouldn't be there. A lot of them are. And, you know, like I said, we had a report that shows they're way more likely to commit sexual crimes.
Oh, my God.
Way more likely to commit violent crimes. They're way more likely to commit all sorts of crimes.
I love how a conversation about how this insane crackdown on immigrants and how they're getting innocent people and shipping them off to an El Salvador slave labor camp, how quickly it morphs into actually, immigrants are really bad and they commit crimes and stuff, bro, you know what I'm saying? Wow. That is fucking low. You're presented undeniable evidence to the contrary, and you're like, yeah, but in many other instances, there actually are a lot of criminal stuff. Well, okay, that's nice. Why don't you check the numbers for here in the United States, where the reality is the exact fucking opposite? They've done studies on this, and both documented immigrants and undocumented immigrants are much less likely to be criminals than people born in the United States of America. That's the reality here. You gonna bring that up? I didn't think so.
You are going to have to remove them, but you have to do it in a way where there's due process and a respect.
Are they trying to remove them in England?
No.
At all?
No. They're saying they are, but they're not removing them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the mistakes like that have to be corrected if you want reasonable people to be on board with you.
By the way, it's adorable that he thinks it's a mistake. One of these ICE reports came out, and they literally said, hey, one of these people we're deporting, they have tattoos. You know how they're using that to say they're in a gang, right? Well, what did the tattoo say? Mom and Dad. They had a tattoo that said Mom and Dad. They took a look at it, and they said, ship them to the slave labor camp in El Salvador. Joe, I hope you're listening. It's not a mistake. They want to do this. It wasn't a mistake when they rounded up Mahmoud Khalil for being pro-Palestine and against Israel's genocide. That was the point. The point was, we don't want people who are pro-Palestine and anti-Israeli genocide. We arm Israel. We fund Israel. We support Israel. Trump took $100 million from the Israel lobby, from Miriam Adelson, right? This is the point. It's not mistakes. This is what they want.
If you want, you know, compassionate people to be on board with you, you can't deport gay hairdressers seeking asylum. That's fucking crazy. And then throw them in an El Salvador prison. That's
not even his country.
Right.
That's as good as you're going to get from Rogan in 2025 right there. All the caveats, all the hedges, all mistake, etc. But what he just said right there is the best you're going to get from Joe Rogan in 2025.
You deport people back to their country.
Right. It's nuts. It's just, what was the story with the student that got arrested for writing an op-ed piece?
Is that the Khalil guy? Or
No, the woman.
Is that the Korean girl from? Is that the Korean girl from Columbia University? I don't know.
Korean.
No, that's
No, that's a different one because there's been so fucking many of them. Just letting you know.
different one. There's so many of them. There was a woman who
I like how that's funny to them.
got arrested for writing some sort of a thing. This is a Turkish student at
Turkish.
Tufts University. Latest Palestinian supporter swept up in U.S. crackdown.
Right.
What did she get arrested for? Have you seen this one?
No.
I saw it, but I haven't delved into it.
They're all having conversations about it. None of them have read dick about dick. Okay, this right here, in a nutshell, is the problem with the bro podcast sphere. This right, if you're gonna fucking talk about it, maybe know a little something about it, right? Like when Rogan has on Elon Musk and he lies relentlessly about fucking everything, right? How many times has Elon 200-year-olds are getting Social Security, 150-year-olds are getting Social Security? How many times has he lied about that? How many times has he lied about cutting the anti-scam police, the CFPB? Joe had robber barons on his podcast, multiple ones, who lied to his face directly about the CFPB and said, oh, they're debanking people. No, they're not. They literally do the opposite. They protect people from debanking. Maybe if you're going to have these people on, know what the fuck you're talking about.
Joe, sorry, could I have the lighter, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
There you go.
She engaged in activities in support of Hamas, a foreign terrorist organization that relishes the killing of Americans.
This is literally always what their excuse is. Their excuse, whenever it's any pro-Palestine person, any anti-genocide person, it doesn't matter if they have a fucking track record of meeting with Jewish students and supporting Jewish students and going after anti-Semitism, they still say, oh, they support Hamas. Because remember, to them, any support for Palestine, any anti-genocide protest equals support for Hamas. That's how they spin it. That's how they spin it. This is like basic shit.
The department did not provide evidence of that support.
Right.
What does that mean? I heard she wrote some piece on Israel.
Yeah. I don't know what the law of that is because she's not an American national.
Oh my
but
God. Why are you commenting on it if you don't know what the law is? Why are you commenting on it? Why are you commenting on it? This is First Amendment protected speech, even for legal residents of the country. Just don't fucking talk about it.
Really, I'm just like, that's a lot. That's like crazy.
I think she's been in America, though, since she was 7.
Right. Has she?
I believe so.
I thought she had a student visa.
I think she's been in America since she was very young. I think that's one of the things that I had read.
Okay. She'd previously been arrested in April 2024 for taking part.
Whoopsies.
Yeah.
Taking part in protests at Columbia University. So it seems like they're really trying to crack down on some of these Columbia protests, right?
And I'm in two minds about that because I think on a
Oh, you're of two minds about that? Please enlighten me.
free speech basis, unless I don't know the law.
Just for clarity, that was a second person.
Second person.
Oh, this is a second person that was arrested?
Second arrest.
Oh, second pro-Palestinian Columbia University protester. Okay, so this second person has been arrested before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, are we really arresting people for protesting? Or are
Yes.
they protesting and also causing vandalism and
No. They're just fucking protesting.
violence? Like, what are we saying?
We don't know, right?
All right.
But I think there's the legal thing from what I've read is very complicated because if someone is not a U.S. national,
Right.
they may be subject to different rules or they may not. I think that's a kind of live debate.
Oh, guys, these trigonometry idiots, their whole show existed to be like, free speech is the best, free speech is amazing, the left censors free speech, we're pro-free speech, we're all about free speech, free speech, free speech. And here you have an actual free speech issue, legally, constitutionally, this is a First Amendment free speech issue, and he's like, you know, it's really complicated, bro, so I don't even know. It's not fucking it's not even close to complicated. The reality of the situation is this. If you are trying to come in the country and they are determining whether or not to grant you status, yes, in that scenario, they take into account all sorts of different things, right? Including if they don't like certain things you said or certain protests you participated in, etc. In that scenario, the law is, yes, they can say, they are free to say, we don't really want you, right? That's all fine and dandy. That is not the scenario we're talking about here. They are already here. We're talking about legal permanent residence in many instances, right? In that scenario, they just have First Amendment rights, period. But the free speech guys, all of a sudden, with a clear-cut free speech issue, were like, I don't know, man, it's complicated and stuff.
But from a purely principles perspective, someone being arrested for writing an article seems extreme.
30-year-old is arrested.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Free Speech guy finally, yeah, maybe it does seem extreme. Maybe we shouldn't arrest people and deport them or send them to a slave labor camp for writing an article. Thank you. Oh, did you just remember why you created your show?
arrested and physically restrained by immigration officers near her apartment close to Tufts University's Summit